Hey, this is Rick Casalage, injury specialist from exercisesforinjuries.com. In today's video, what I wanted to go through are 5 hip strengthening exercises that women should do. And Andrea's going to go through the first one, then I'll break it down into detail and we'll go through the other 4 with you. So there we go, that's the first one. It's the goblet squat. Now kind of breaking it down how it works, I mean, you've got the kettlebell, you brought it close to yourself, you're grabbing the horns, you got a nice wide stance, and then you move into the squat movement. Good. And then coming back up. Key things to remember, the knees are coming forward slightly, but mainly your hips are coming back, and you're bringing your hips down as far as you can. Good, and most of your weight on your feet are towards the back, so midfoot or to the back. Perfect. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this exercise, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5, time would be smooth controlled movement with a quick stop at the end position. The intensity will be light to moderate depending upon how strong you are in your hips and the weight of the kettlebell that you select. And the purpose of this exercise is to strengthen the hips. Now since the knees go forward a little bit and mainly your hips go back, you're targeting the hips when it comes to strengthening, and strong hips help with knees. And with this goblet squat, you're getting some strengthening around the knees, but mainly we're targeting the hips. So that's one of the exercises down. Now we're going to move on to the second exercise. Good. So it's the side lunge. And how this breaks down is We'll move back to the starting position. So you're standing nice and upright. You're going to step to the side, big step. You're going to stack the foot, knee, and the hip. You can put your hands on your thighs to help balance yourself out and also to help get you out of that bottom position. And then you just go back to the middle and then the other side. Perfect. Now when it relates to sets, reps, time, and intensity, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5 on each side, so alternating back and forth. Time would be smooth controlled movement with a quick stop at the end position. And the intensity for this one will be moderate, it will be light to moderate depending on how strong you are in the knees and in the hips. And the purpose of this exercise is we're targeting strengthening around the knee, but also targeting strengthening around the hip. And we're addressing things in a different plane of movement. So with the one before, the goblet squat, it was mainly in the forward and back direction. With this side lunge, we're working on the side to side direction. Okay, that's 2 of them down. Now moving on to the third one. Perfect. So it's the front lunge, and how this breaks down. So you're starting off in standing. You place your hands on your hips, which will help balance you. You're going to take a big step forward, and then you're going to bring that back knee towards the ground, and then come back up, and then stepping forward again. The front leg, ankle, knee, and hip are at 90, and the same thing with the back leg, hip, knee, and ankle are at 90. And you just keep alternating back and forth with that big lunge, big step into that front lunge. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets are 1, repetitions would be 5 on each side, alternating back and forth. Sets, reps, time, smooth controlled movement with a quick stop at the end position. Intensity will be light to moderate depending on how strong you are in the knees and the hips. And the purpose of this exercise, once again, is to target the hips and strengthen in the hips. Also, you're going to get strengthening around the knee. And with this one, we're just targeting things in a different range of motion in that forward and back direction. So with the goblet squat, the movement was a lot smaller. With the lunge, we're taking a bigger step, so we're targeting the glute muscles and the hamstrings in a different way. So now we have 3 down, moving on to the fourth one. Okay, and this one is the single leg glute bridge. And now how it breaks down is, so you're lying on the floor, relaxing the upper body, arms to the side, you're tightening your abdominal area, you're bringing your hips up, so your shoulders, hips are in a straight line. You're mainly pushing down with the back part of your foot, so midfoot or heel, and now you're gonna straighten out one leg, Hold it there for a couple seconds. I say 2 seconds. Back to the start, or bring the foot back down, bring the hips down, back to the start, relax, and then you go on to the other side. Now looking at the sets, reps, time, and intensity for this one, sets would be 1, repetitions would be 5 on each side, alternating back and forth. Time, smooth controlled movement with a good stop at the end position. I would say a second or 2, ideally 2 seconds. Intensity will be light to moderate, depends on how strong you are in the hips. And the purpose of this is a couple-fold. We are mainly working on strengthening the hips and targeting the glutes and hamstrings in a different way. Also, we're working on strengthening the core or the abdominal area, and a strong core will help when it comes to strengthening your hips. So we've got 4 down. Now we're moving on to the 5th and final exercise. So we'll go back to utilizing the kettlebell with this one, and Andrea's going to go through the exercise. Okay, good. So it's the kettlebell swing. Now, how this breaks down, very much like the goblet squat, you're grabbing the weight, your arms are straight, you got a nice wide stance. Now you're going to bend in the knees, bring the hips back, bring the kettlebell back, and swing it up to shoulder height. Good. Good. Excellent. So with this one, when it relates to the sets, reps, time, and intensity, sets are 1, repetitions would be 5. Time is it's a smooth controlled movement, but it's quick and a quick stop at the end position. The intensity for this one will be light to moderate, depending on how strong you are in the knees and the hips and the core and the kettlebell weight that you select. And the purpose for this one is more to work on the explosiveness of the muscles in the hip, but you're also getting strengthening in the knees and also strengthening in the core. Now with the first exercise and the 5th exercise, so the goblet squat and the kettlebell swing, if you do not have a kettlebell, you can do the exercise without a kettlebell. You can also with no weights or external resistance. If you have a dumbbell around, you can go through the exercises utilizing the dumbbell. Now it's best to utilize the kettlebell, but if you don't have one, try the dumbbell. And if you don't have a kettlebell or a dumbbell, give it a go without any weight. So there you go. Give those 5 exercises a go to strengthen up your hips, especially if you're a woman. Now, if you want some of my best tips and tricks when it relates to overcoming hip pain, what I recommend you do is click right here. I have a brand new free report called 5 Tips and Tricks That Fight Hip Pain and Tightness. Just click right here. Let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you're watching this on a mobile device, tablet, or smartphone, head down below in the description and click the first link, which will be exercisesforinjuries.com/hips. Let me know where to send you that report, and I'll send you that report right away. Now, if you got benefit from this video, make sure to like this video. If you have a question or comment for me, leave it down below in the comment section. And lastly, hit subscribe to get future pain relieving videos.